Strained friendship between churches in Kerala and the BJP-led Centre, sparked by the escalating violence in Manipur. Now, church leaders in Kerala have raised their voices, questioning Prime Minister Modi's silence amidst the ongoing turmoil in Manipur, where Christians account for 41% of the population. Now, joining the chorus of dissent is the Roman Catholic Diocese of Mananthavady, which oversees over 160 churches across multiple districts. Members of the diocese recently took to the streets, marching in protest against the unending violence and the perceived failure of both the union and the state governments to restore peace in Manipur. Candlelight rallies and public meetings have been held across major towns, with nuns, priests, and various church organizations actively participating in these demonstrations. As tensions escalate, the Thalassery Archbishop criticized the Modi government's inability to quell the violence. Similarly, the Kottamangalam Diocese organized a protest expressing their particular concerns. These developments indicate a potential shift in the church's stance towards the BJP in the state of Kerala. Earlier, interactions between church leaders and the Prime Minister have also come under scrutiny. Today, our experts, the panelists, and Varghese here with me in the studio are going to try and delve into the complexities and the implications of this strained church and BJP's friendship. Stay tuned, get down in the comment section below to everybody that's joining us on the live stream as we unravel this evolving dynamics and try and discuss the significance of this ongoing situation. Varghese, over to you. Let's get the snowball rolling here. We're going to be joined by other expert panelists as well. But in the meantime, we've got these visuals. That's a particular visual of the Mananthavady protest where the Roman Catholic has now joined. It's the latest to join the bandwagon. Let's put it this way. How bad is it for the BJP in the state of Kerala, given the fact that the BJP has tried its best? Amit Shah has met so many bishops, the Prime Minister, those photo ops, they have gone a long way. But what's happening in Manipur, it seems, has hurt those attempts of building that friendship. How bad does the BJP have it in Kerala?
See, it is almost 25 years of work that has been undone when it comes to the situation in Kerala for the BJP. So, to understand BJP's outreach to the Christians in Kerala, you should look at the demographics. And I think we should just explain with the demographics, the graphics that we have on how the demography of Kerala is supposed to be. So, it talks about a population that where we have at least 18.34% of it being Christians. And when we talk about that demographic situation that we are looking at, it is pertinent that when you come to the electoral battle in Kerala, the Christian votes would count. So the BJP has been trying to build bridges in when it comes to the population of Christians in Kerala, and they've been trying to in fact show in that demographic process that why is it important that they go ahead with it. Now here we can see how the around 18.38% is what we have as Christians, 26.56%. So they've been looking at a probable Hindu-Christian combine in many parts of Kerala to break the deadlock that the BJP has been having. The BJP has had only one MLA in Kerala so far, and in the last assembly elections, Pinarayi Vijayan said that he will close the account, and he has technically closed that account from Nemam where the BJP had an MLA. But in many places, and especially in many seats, what we see is that when it comes to the BJP, they've been able to come at least a second or third. And what they figure out is that if the Christian vote significantly is able to move towards the BJP, then they would be able to make a big share in it. Now, what has happened is that this outreach program started off almost 25 years ago. We had, the RSS first making out the outreach. You had Ram Madhav visiting some of the native churches in Kerala. He had been in touch with bishops, and he had been building that kind of relationship that he's been for the Sangh Parivar for a large extent, or rather laying the groundwork for the negotiations to happen. So a lot of Ram Madhav has visited a lot of bishops during the 2000s and laid that groundwork, which later the BJP in the state as well as the others have tried to work upon. Even recently, they have been meeting with most of the Syrian Christian bishops, and how they would have a huge influence, especially in the Cochin Travancore region as well as North Malabar region as well. So this has been meticulously planned, and then you had a very interesting statement coming in from the Archbishop of Thalassery, who is Joseph Pamplani. Now, Mar Pamplani was the first person who said that if you raise the prices of rubber, which means to say it was more of an economic issue, then don't worry that the party that does not have an MP in Kerala will not be sad in 2024 elections. That was a statement that was made, which was kind of a pro-BJP approach, and people, in fact, a lot of eyebrows were raised both in the left and as well as in UDF when that statement came in. Meanwhile, we had the meetings of bishops with, the Union Home Minister as well as with the Prime Minister himself. When he came to Kochi, there was a visit by all the Syrian Christian bishops, and all the denominations did, in fact, meet with the Prime Minister, and all of them had a chance to have a one-to-one meeting with him as well, and most of them did express their concerns and things. But now the problem that has happened is that bonhomie that was there has been completely undone by the violence in Manipur. Now, when the bishops came in, there was a huge divide between the laity, which is to say the common people in the church, and the bishops and the clergy themselves. So the common people started questioning, asking as to when in Manipur a certain religious minority is being targeted, how is it possible that you can be in cahoots with them? And it became a very difficult way to explain things to the laity. Now it looks like, with all these marches coming out, the laity's viewpoint has trumped over the clergy's viewpoint to, have some kind of a softening stance towards the BJP. The same person, Joseph Pamplani, had changed the statement when he made to a local newspaper. Someone, in fact, considered him to be pro-BJP. He might not be a pro-BJP person, but many of them considered him to be a pro-BJP bishop. I think we should listen to what Pamplani said, and we will take
Absolutely.
it further.
We've got a reaction by the Thalassery, Archbishop Joseph Pamplani. We're going to play that out really quickly, but also joining us on the broadcast is author and analyst Rahul Ishwar. A very warm welcome on the broadcast to you, Rahul. Rahul, do stay on with us and listen into what Pamplani has to say over here.
വസ്തുതാപരമായൊരു യാഥാർത്ഥ്യമാണ് ഈ വിഷയത്തിൽ സംസ്ഥാന സർക്കാർ, അതായത് മണിപ്പൂർ സംസ്ഥാന സർക്കാരിൻ്റെയോ കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാരിൻ്റെയോ ഭാഗത്തു നിന്ന് ഫലപ്രദമായ ഇടപെടൽ ഇതുവരെയും ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല എന്നുള്ളത് വസ്തുതാപരമാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ തെളിവ് 56 ദിവസമായിട്ടും ഈ കലാപത്തിന് ശമനം വരുന്നില്ല എന്ന് മാത്രമല്ല, കലാപം നാൾക്കുനാൾ വർദ്ധിക്കുന്ന സാഹചര്യമാണ് സംജാതമായിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ അഭിമാനമായ സൈന്യത്തെ പോലും തടഞ്ഞു വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടുള്ള ഒരു കലാപം എന്നത് കേട്ടുകേൾവിയില്ലാത്ത വിധം വളരെ നിഗൂഢമായ ഒരു കലാപശ്രമമായിട്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുക. ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ വിഷയത്തെ ഒരിക്കലും രാഷ്ട്രീയപരമായി കാണാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നില്ല, മറിച്ച് ഭരണഘടന ഉറപ്പു നൽകുന്ന, ജീവിക്കാനും ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള മതത്തിൽ വിശ്വസിക്കാനും ഭരണഘടന ഉറപ്പു തരുന്ന ഒരു സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യമുണ്ട് രാജ്യത്തെ പൗരന്മാർക്ക്. ആ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ഉറപ്പുവരുത്തുക എന്നുള്ളത് രാജ്യം ഭരിക്കുന്ന സർക്കാരിൻ്റെ ഉത്തരവാദിത്വമാണ്. ആ ഉത്തരവാദിത്വം വിശ്വസ്തയോടെ നിറവേറ്റിക്കൊള്ളാമെന്ന് ഭരണഘടനയെ തൊട്ട് സത്യം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഭരണാധികാരികൾ ഈ രാജ്യത്ത് ഭരണമേൽക്കുന്നത്. ആ കാര്യത്തിൽ ഗുരുതരമായ വീഴ്ച സംഭവിച്ചു എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് ഈ സംഭവങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് വ്യക്തമാകുന്നത്.
Well, I'm going to take this question next to Rahul Ishwar. Rahul, first and foremost, how do you see, the delicate balance with which these religious institutions are trying to express with what's going on in Manipur, and also your viewpoint on the Manipur, tenuous situation and how the ripple effects are being felt in, Kerala, and then maybe we can move on to the political realm and try and talk as to how it's hurting the BJP more than any other party, specifically looking at Kerala. What's your take on that?
Two submissions, one regarding Kerala and one regarding Manipur. Kerala is home to the ancient-most Christian churches in the world. Long before Holy Papacy and Vatican rose, we had almost by AD 52, one of the first organized Christian communities according to our belief in Kerala. We believe that Saint Thomas came to Kerala, the holy apostle of Jesus Christ, and our people, were influenced by the teachings of holy Jesus Christ, and the organized Christian community, one of the first organized Christian communities in the world was in Kerala. So Kerala is home to such great pluralistic culture. Similarly, also one of the first mosques after Holy Mecca and Holy Medina was in Kerala, called Chairman Perumal Mosque, where our king went and met with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Kerala is a great space for harmonious pluralism whichever way you want to call it. You can call it secularism, pluralism, whichever way you want to call it. So Kerala has always had this very not even delicate, very strong bonding and balance. Hindu community, as you rightly pointed out, and as Varghese ji explained, is around 54, 55. Christian community is around 18 to 19. Muslim community is around 27 to 28. Historically, Christians have been voting for Congress. Christians and Muslims, minorities have been voting more for Congress, and CPM was on the other side. With the emergence of BJP, which has more votes with NS or Nair community, the forward caste Hindu community, the equations began to change. So for the past few years, there has been a try for Nair Nasrani combination, or in a broad sense Hindu Christian combination, but right now it has hit a deadlock, and that's a reality. I have been continuously speaking to many Christian organizations. I myself am a product of YMCA. I'm a Hindu activist, but basically I got formed because of Young Men Christian Association. But Christian community is very grieved about the situation. They thought somebody will speak up for them, and I'm a pro Modi voter, but even at the same time, somebody in the BJP camp could have spoken more, at least assuaging at least alleviating the pain they were facing. So yes, years of effort, as I rightly said, even from the time of Sudarshan ji, who was the Sarsang Chalak of BJP, they have been opening channels of communication with various Christian organizations, starting from the Orthodox Christian or the oldermost community of Christians. Right now it has hit a deadlock. There is a lot of negativity around. They have been going back. George Alanjeri, as you rightly shown on screen, Pamplani Pidava or Pamplani father, or Andrew Stadathil Pidava, who went and met PM Modi ji. So this has become a roadblock. That's a reality. Second, what is happening in Manipur is beyond politics and community, is spine-chilling. We should, as a nation, it is our failure. We need to address it, at the earliest. There may be regional racial issues. The Kuki versus Maitai issue might be there, but we cannot. It is absolutely horrible to see as an Indian such things are going on. I hope our armed forces, our security establishment will immediately intervene. And we have seen some of the videos and photos. Some of our concerned friends from various communities have gone there. It is absolutely shocking. That peace should return to Manipur is absolutely
certainly. I mean, that is something that we've been saying on News 9 for the longest time, that even before we begin talking about Manipur, and even as we conclude any topic on Manipur, we must put out the idea that good sense should prevail. And I mean, no lives is worth anybody's separate administration or appeal for any sort of administrative autonomy. But that being said, and I'm going to go to Varghese in just a bit, Rahul, also tell us that the potential consequences of now the Roman Catholic Diocese of Mananthavady now joining the bandwagon. What does this mean for this already strenuous relationship between the church and the BJP?
Because I'm a very respectful person to church, I won't even use the word bandwagon. I understand the good intention which you use. I believe it's a campaign for justice, a campaign for peace. I hope BJP leaders, who are very good friends of me, they will listen to this. They will go and comfort, because there's a real issue happening. We cannot close our eyes towards it. BJP has been shown very graceful support by the Christian community openly. In spite of Kerala being a very left-leaning state, our Christian churches have gone overboard in supporting BJP, gone overboard in enhancing Narendra Modi ji on positioning him as a statesman around Christian community. So it is the responsibility of BJP and RSS to reach out to them. I know they are not at fault. It's a regional issue, but somebody should speak up, and speaking and taking a position will give confidence. If not, the whole idea of Hindu-Christian unity in the next elections, and especially in Trivandrum, Palakkad, Thrissur, which BJP is hoping to cash in, especially with Sri Suresh Gopi in Thrissur, and the Suresh Gopi is a superstar of Malayalam movie industry, who is a BJP candidate, who would be the BJP candidate in Thrissur. So the entire plan of BJP is going to fall down if Christian community is not on board. So that's going to be the immediate political ramification in the next 12 months.
All right. And, the significance of various, religious leaders, Christian leaders coming out and questioning Prime Minister's silence on the Manipur issue. And I'm not trying to, put you on the pedestal here, trying to, push you for a comment on the Prime Minister's silence. But the religious leaders, and they have their own sway in Kerala. Do you think they're going to be able to, create some sort of change in the public opinion, foster some discourse, some discussion in the public domain?
See, first disclosure, I'm a huge Modi ji fan. I'm a Modi ji voter. So, I'm a huge admirer of Modi ji. At the same point of time, a good admirer should also be a person who can give good feedback. I seriously hope somebody, maybe not Modi ji, because he's a prime minister of higher stature, he doesn't want to flame the flames much higher. Maybe Ajit Doval ji or somebody, Abad Shah ji has already gone camp there, but effect has not been seen on ground. So somebody should be seen taking charge, taking responsibility, because people's insecurity are very higher. Second, yes, Christian community, especially every community respects Christian fathers, because we have all studied in their institutions. Christian community will definitely listen to their fathers, and the whole realignment, even the Holy Reverend Fathers has been trying in the past many months, will have to backtrack, because otherwise the common people will start to ask, when Christians are being persecuted there, when cookies are being persecuted there, why are you being silent, will be a natural question. And I, being a Hindu activist, will be asked if somebody is persecuting Hindus and I'm being silent. So it is up to them. The entire BJP's course has right now hit a roadblock. If they have to overcome it, they have to take strong steps. Steps in Manipur and also steps in Kerala, where they take into conference.
right.
And one more thing, after the Gujarat victory, PM went on record to say that, look at Northeast. Now our next target is Kerala, implying the Christian community's presence. So none less than the PM openly announced it. So it is up to them to walk the talk. And I, being an admirer of Modi ji, I seriously believe Modi ji will walk the talk, and I'm waiting for it.
Well, we're all waiting for it as well, Rahul, and you rightly pointed that out because, ever since the beginning of this year and the victory in the Northeast, the Prime Minister was really keen on, the Christian support and the outreach towards the Christians, not just in Northeast, and he shifted his focus towards Kerala as well. Varghese, do you echo along the points of what Rahul's making here? And what does these latest developments mean for the regional politics of Kerala? What does this mean for Kerala?
See, Rahul was focusing on one particular region, the Travancore, Kochi area, and then probably a little bit of Palakkad also, the Malabar region also. But I would say that, there was this huge effort that was done. I mean, you should give credence to the effort that was done. This kind of an outreach did not happen overnight, Kabir. It took almost 25 years. I was saying Ram Madhav was one of those persons who've been visiting, bishop houses. There were several artists leaders locally who was visiting, the bishop houses, and there was a lot of common ground that was built over years of efforts. But then you have a situation in Manipur and there's no answers to it. And what happened is that hard work that has gone for almost years together has been completely undone by this. And that's the reason, because, the BJP leaders in Kerala are caught in a bind. They can't say anything about it. I mean, though Rahul Ishwar says that they should come out and give some kind of assurance, if they say something, they will be caught between the devil and the deep sea. So they are maintaining a very stoic silence on this. They can't make any statement, and all they can do is that they can go ahead and hear what is being said right now. And right now what's happening is the ground is slipping from their feet with all that work of 25 years of hard work. I would say 25 years, it's almost 25 years of hard work that we are looking at, because as Rahul actually pointed out, the first meeting that they tried to in fact get was to the Orthodox Church, and this happened way back in the end of 1990s, and Ram Madhav did visit the Candlelight Palace and met with the Catholicos, the head of the Orthodox Church then, and had fruitful discussions. Similarly, there were several exchanges that happened, and later it went to the other Syrian communities as well. And the last was with regards to the Syro Malabar Church, where the outreach was being carried out, and all that work that has been going on, overtly, covertly, backroom talks, all that has now reached a huge deadlock. Basically, to say all that hard work has been undone because of what has happened in Manipur, because now the entire narrative is about, in Manipur, how can you be silent? As I was saying, there is a huge divide between the common people of the church, whom we call as laity, as well as the clergy now, because the laity have taken the clergy to task, saying that how can you make statements like this when Christians are facing persecution in Manipur? This is the statement that they have said. So most of the clergy who had come in favor also are now either gone silent, or they have to make statements like how Joseph Pamplani has made those statements. So who has technically done that? The effect of it is huge. The effect of what happened in Manipur is huge for the BJP, because even in places where we would say, had earned the trust of the Christians, where over there now there's a huge big question mark that has emerged. So now will this push them back into the UDF camp? That is a big question that should be asked, because recently Dean Kuriakose as well as Haibi Eden, both from the Congress leaders, one is of course an MP, both of them went to Manipur, did finding kind of a thing. They came back to Kerala, and in every news channel, you had both of them coming out and saying this is the kind of violence that's happening to Christians in Manipur. So the entire narrative has changed. Even though that silence was there, there was people not taking up. After that, you have, you know, the small protests started happening, because from each side, the dioceses that are there across the length and breadth of Kerala, especially for various churches, all of them started organizing small to big protests, and mostly after the, you know, the Sunday masses. So it has gained traction to the point where nobody can in fact have that negotiations going on with them. So I think Rahul will agree with me saying that it is a huge blow to the BJP when it comes to its outreach in Kerala, and all that hard work that they did for almost 25 years or more has, you know, someone has put water onto it, completely drenching it in a way that probably is going to take another 10 to 15 years to get back on track, to get that kind of you know, momentum they had built. Because the Prime Minister did come. He met with all the archbishops of the different Syrian Christian denominations. He met with the Varapari bishop as well. Negotiations were being done. Home Minister came again. We had one of the Syro-Malabar bishops meeting. So there was so much of groundwork that was laid, and all has been undone. So now, to whose benefit?
Has it though? Has it though? Rahul, has all that good work been undone? And is it going to take another 10-15 years to you know, get back to square one? Also, I mean, let's not only look at you know, the Thalassery Archbishop's statements in a negative you know, strain. Let's look at the positive side of it as well. In those statements, and let us understand how you're interpreting this. Joseph Pamplani also said that Modi ji's ability to address Christian concerns in Manipur will be perceived as honest and sincere by the people of India.
Varghese ji said, and along with that, you know, the Manipur's fire has put water on BJP's effort in Kerala. That's a real issue that really happened. So the fire in Manipur has really become some kind of dampening effect here. And 2 points, even from Papalani Pidav's statement. One, absolutely, Modi ji is seen with great respect even among Christian communities and a good section of Muslim communities. So Modi ji is really hailed as a leader. Yes, they expect more from him. So it's a positive attitude of expectation that they are looking up to and seeing he will solve the thing, because he's a doer, he's a go-getter. So that kind of attitude is there. Especially speaking to the Reverend bishops here, they all look up to Modi ji and believe that he's a statesman. And especially Andrews Pidav, or Father Andrews, Bishop Andrews, when he went to meet Modi ji personally told him one statement, and he told it to the media, that Christians are the most peaceful community and peace-loving community in India. Father was very enamored by what Modi ji said, a PM openly saying such a thing. So, you know, they were celebrating such a thing. So Modi ji is looked up with great respect. Yes, they expect more from Modi ji. And especially Kerala's pluralistic framework, we should understand, 2 days back, Indian Union Muslim League, which is a very respectable, harmonious organization within the Muslim community, took out a march in support. Leaders like Munawari Tangal came out in open in support of the Manipur. So they will naturally have the contrast. When Muslim community is supporting, when other Hindu organizations are supporting, they will expect BJP to have at least a fine balancing thing. And, you know, more important, you know, we cannot afford silence beyond a point in politics. We have to articulate a position that can be appealing to both, that can be balancing, that can be have a nuanced thing, that needs to have some kind of a balance in it. But that kind of position is missing. That's the reason why, and Father said one more important thing, how can you say that to Christians in India when you are going to speak in US regarding you know, India being a good model for pluralism? So yes, Modi ji is still looked with great respect. He's looked upon as a great statesman. So they all hope Modi ji, and Modi ji can still turn it around. That's the core point. Modi ji can still turn it around. If he can do a Modi ji magic, you know, that's up to Modi ji. But
Rahul, I think that's why most of the people are miffed at this point in time, is because they all know that the Prime Minister can turn this around. Exactly. They just don't seem to understand. And like you also pointed out, you know, many are also saying that, you know, maybe this is way below his pay grade. You know, he's too big a stalwart, and he's got his own home ministers and his council of ministers working on this. You don't necessarily need the Prime Minister to be jumping and running at every other thing, but that's what everybody's looking and waiting.
But
and
BJP has gone
on
on defensive. That's the issue. When you see the regional news debates and discussions, BJP is trying to send a Christian representative to all the mainstream channels. I was participating in 1 or 2 of them. Even they are on the defensive, because we all know what is happening is wrong. Maybe yes, we all know that Modi ji is trying to do something. He is trying trying to assuage the situation, he's trying to bring it, but some kind of articulation will give a confidence. Some kind of positive assertion will give some kind of a confidence. And maybe he can still do, just like he repealed the farm law by apologizing to our Sikh brothers on a holy Sikh day. He really turned it around. He at least, he blundered the negative criticisms against his government to a particular extent after repealing the anti-farm laws on a Sikh holiday. So similarly, some kind of Modi magic can still be there. Maybe he should take that up, and that's what people are looking still. And more importantly, beyond politics, our people in Manipur, our people means Indian people in Manipur, humans in Manipur are suffering. Some kind of end to that particular thing should be there. Otherwise, India's soul will be again scarred. We had such kind of things in the past. Unfortunately, both Hindu, Kashmiri Pandits suffered, Gujarat, Godhra, so many Sikh riots happened. So every riot is a scar on the soul of India. So we hope that scar will be healed very soon. That's the most important thing, followed by all the political mechanizations and maneuverings.
Well, Rahul, I just have this question. I've been keenly following this kind of development between the church and the BJP, and I have seen how much of effort has gone. And you were saying that it's actually become very difficult to actually, make. But there's no significant BJP leader in Kerala also who is actually making any kind of a statement. I mean, they can't make a statement because they, as I said, they are caught between the devil and the deep sea. One statement could actually go here or there, so they are very silent. And as you rightly pointed, in regional media, they're sending Christian representatives, and it doesn't make any mark as such. So the big question over here is that right now, whatever efforts has been done, it took from the Nilakal agitation. You'll know probably much better about it also as well, because it's involved with Sabrimala. The relationship between both the communities soured during the Nilakal agitation. It was solved. Then that Nasrani, the combination that we learned, the Nair-Nasrani combination came back. And then after that, this is another point in which a party like BJP was trying to, in fact, make sure that the Nasrani-Nair combination works. But then again, all that effort is again going and it's souring again. This is making the Christians go back to the UDF camp. They have been known as votaries of UDF camp. It took you almost 2.5 decades to get them out. But then again, this is the kind of situation. So how many more years do you think? Because, I mean, you believe in Modi magic. I understand you're a Modi fan and all. But I'm being very practical on the ground also, because I was touch in with Kerala Congress leaders. I'm in touch with the Congress leaders as well. And I'm in touch with some of the few BJP leaders in Kerala also who say that, Varghese, we can't make a statement at all on this. So how do you, in fact, see that?
Two submissions. As you rightly said, the Nilakal was some kind of a sore point which later got solved. Leader Karunakaran played the balancing role. Karunakaran was again a Hindu pluralistic kind of a leader from Congress. Leader Karunakaran really played some kind of a balancing that, even though Hindu community was slightly miffed with them, he played the central balancing pivot role. Second, if Shashi Tharoor really gets onto the ground and woos back the Christian community, they will again actively go back to the fold. Even Shashi Tharoor can do that. Uman Chandi sir can do that. Sri Ramesh Chandra can do that. So these leaders can really pull them back unless Modi ji can bring out some kind of a magic. Second, even though I cannot name them, I was also speaking to many BJP leaders, telling them to get out some kind of a statement. At least the senior leaders get some kind of a statement, a very balanced, a general statement, because silence is perceived as being complicit. And the Christian community on ground, any minority, anywhere in the world, will naturally have their own insecurities and inhibitions. I have lived as a minority in 1 or 2 nations, so I know. I will have my own insecurities and inhibitions. So it is natural that some leader of stature, some leader from the majority community, some leader of reputation will speak for us. So I was even speaking to them, saying that some kind of generic statement will do. But it is very unfortunate that that thing is not being done. That is very unfortunate. I was also speaking to some of the Christian leaders. They said, even if we are giving a statement, that will not have that impact, because we are already from the Christian community. We need to show that other communities are with us. That's the whole intention. But it is sad that, it is unfortunate that people are not speaking. And as you said, Ram Madhav ji, and earlier also Sudarshan ji, who was a Sarsang Chalak of BJP, RSS at that point of time, he had this whole vision of reaching out to Christian community, and Sudarshan ji really interacted. It was during his time that Christian Rashtriya Manch or Isai Rashtriya Manch of RSS got strengthened. He had Muslim Rashtriya Manch. He had a very pluralistic vision. So that pluralistic Adal Bihari Vajpayee line, or the Sudarshan ji line, or the earlier Guruji Golwalkar, evolved Guruji Golwalkar line, is seen missing. So I hope some kind of, and as you said, if Modi magic is not working, at least for the next 10 years, at least for the next 2 election cycles, it will definitely have in their mind. And more importantly, voting is about being sincere. Of course, there is political mechanization. If I cannot, or if anybody cannot feel secure, then whatever, we won't support a person deep inside, because at the end of the day, life is more important than rubber's value. Our life's value is much more pricey than rubber. So rubber, yes, it's a very burning issue. It's a livelihood issue, but life's issue are more important. Right now, many of our Muslim brothers are pointedly asking our Christian community that, haven't we said this earlier? So our Christian community is also at a loss for answer. One very prominent Christian community member called and asked me, what should we answer? I said, right now you cannot answer anything. You can only wait for a solution. This is not a time for politics. There is a larger issue happening. So let there be calm and peace return to Manipur. But even if Manipur returns to peace, the pain and the scar that is in the Christian community's mind won't go away unless there is some visible action from the part of Prime Minister. Maybe he's contemplating it. He will come out with something. I seriously hope he will come out with something magical. And I know we are all waiting for it. But most importantly, Manipur needs to return to peace. Then
Certainly.
All the other maneuverings should be there.
Well, absolutely. And it's interesting that we're talking about Kerala, because Kerala, Rahul, is an interesting melting pot of all these, religious communities. And even as we're going on with the discussion, it seems like one thing has been set in stone, that just the way you put it, Rahul, the fires of Manipur have dampened the situation for the church and the BJP's friendship back in Kerala. But are there other underlying factors, something that maybe you can see the other layman cannot, that have hurt and strained this friendship as well?
See, let me be very open. One of the core issues of Christian community deep inside their mind, which no Christian usually articulates, is the falling Christian population. The Christian fertility rate is 1.6. The Hindu fertility rate is 1.2 and 1.2 to 1.3. The Muslim fertility rate is 2.6 to 2.7. The Muslim fertility rate is absolutely normal and healthy. But the Hindu Christian population rate or fertility rate is falling way below 2.1, which is the replacement level fertility rate. So there is a natural fear of Christian community of being population replaced, or the fear of population replacement. This really propelled, this is one of the reasons too that really propelled them to the saffron camp. So there is a collective idea. So I go to Hindu Christian unity meetings and speak. Our issues are internal. Our population is failing. For example, BBC did a wonderful report from Pathanamthitta, Kumbanad village, where old age people are there, where houses are empty, where people are not there. So a demographic implosion in Hindu Christian community is a shared concern. Second, but Christian community needs a serious, visible leadership to rely upon. Earlier, they used to do it with UDF. Earlier, they used to do it with leader Karunagaran. Leader Karunagaran from Congress, who is a soft Hindu leader. He was not the left liberal Nehruvian. He was more of the right conservative Hindu plus a pluralistic mix. What Modi ji is right now doing was leader Karunagaran in his times, the strongman leader who can balance things. So after leader Karunagaran created an anti-communist UDF, or United Democratic Front, which combines community organizations like Christian, Muslim, Nair, SNDP, Nair, Irava, backward Hindus. This was the engineering of UDF. Right now, Shashi Tharoor sir, who pitches himself to be the next Chief Minister of Kerala, is trying to do that. And Christian community has been openly watching for Shashi Tharoor as a Chief Minister, subtly promoting him. So this space is, Shashi Tharoor can really utilize this space and intervene in a positive manner, which I believe he and his team is trying to do in a positive way. And the other factor is, the caste factor is there. Caste factor means Nair community is around 12%, Irava community is around 22%. Irava is the prominent backward Hindu community, Nair is the prominent 12% forward Hindu community. My community, the Brahmins, are hardly 1 or 2%, who are not electorally very significant. So the caste religious equation of Kerala is a melting point, is a harmonious point. Kerala is a role model for pluralism, not only in India, anywhere in the world. We take pride in the fact that we are pluralists. We take pride in the fact that, I go to church or somebody else goes to a mosque. So we take pride in the fact that there is a pluralistic framework we have. Having said that, there needs to be still resource sharing. There needs to be some kind of power sharing. So Christian community was feeling the heat that Muslim community is taking more importance in UDF, and especially Hagia Sophia issue. The mosque in the museum in Turkey, which was earlier a church, was changed into a mosque. And one of the senior Muslim League, even though it is very well respected, one leader said a very negative or not so positive article about it in their magazine. seen, which really offended the Christian community, because Hagia Sophia is a touchstone of the European Christianity, or the Christianity worldwide, in a positive way. So there are community fault lines, but if Muslim community is coming forward and assuaging the feelings and healing the earlier differences of opinion, the chances of Christian community going back to UDF fold will be more. So on one side, there is a Muslim League pull of them back to UDF. Shashi Tharoor's charisma can pull them back to UDF. Other side, BJP is lacking strong regional leadership, but still Modi magic can work.
I think exactly that is what you hit the nail on the head, because BJP in Kerala does not have a leadership, Rahul. I think that is what is. You don't have a Parikar like you had, the BJP had in Goa, or you don't have that kind of a leader who has an ability to go, even to an extent, even Yediyurappa in Karnataka was able to go beyond the Hindu vote. So that is the biggest problem.
Even though Annamalai may have internal rebellions, Annamalai is in a charismatic leader. Even there is no Annamalai in Kerala where people can look up to the young IPS officer, the Singham style of Annamalai. Annamalai may face internal rebellion in Tamil Nadu, for sure. Nobody is denying. But even in Kerala, that kind of charisma is missing. So that's the reason why I am speaking to some of my good friends in BJP. Give out some statement. Take the note from the central leadership. Understand the political metrics of Kerala. Give a very broad, go for a prayer. Attend, beyond BJP, the Hindu-Christian relationships shouldn't soar. The Hindu-Christian communities, bridges should not be soared, because we all have great gratitude toward Christian community. I usually say my grandmother studied, my mother studied, I studied, my son is studying in a Christian institution, because we all look up to fathers, we all look up them as changes of social agents. The first Sanskrit school in Kerala for all the people was started by a Christian father called Chavara Pidav, or Father Chavara, who is a celebrated figure. He was one of the greatest Reformation sages we have. So we owe a lot to Christian community who helped us in education, who helped us in health sector. So beyond BJP, Hindu leaders should come out, forward and say that we are with you. Otherwise, what are friends for if they are not supporting us in a moment of pain? So it is time for that brotherhood, that friendship to be there, and show that our Hindu community is with Christian community.
But how many people actually know about these historical ties, Rahul? In fact, a person from the RSS will understand this kind of historical ties that are there between the Christian and Hindu communities. I mean, it goes ages from Syrian Christian merchants setting up base to the kings of that time, giving them special privileges to go on with this. A lot of people understand, but those bridges are burning one after the other. Even this was one golden opportunity that you had to build Hindu-Christian consolidation, but that also has been washed away by an event that did not happen in Kerala, but in Manipur. So, these are all wasted opportunities that we are looking at.
Absolutely.
And if you're seeing 2 election cycles, anything can happen in politics. This was the do or die moment, I think, that has been given a miss.
BJP missed the bus. I would say BJP missed the train altogether in this particular occasion. And as you rightly said, see, Kerala doesn't usually remember it again and again, but it is in our blood, bones and DNA. That kind of unity is in blood, bones and DNA. And on a personal note, if I can say, you will be surprised to know, perhaps the largest face mural painting of Jesus Christ is in my home, in around 140 square feet in my home. And it is very natural. There is nothing special about it, because there is a celebration of mutual stuff. There is a celebration of pluralism. There is a celebration of harmony generally. I'm not saying everything has been hunky and dory. No, yes, there has been instances of some kind of rifts, but 95% to 98% things are being very harmonious. See, that's how it was always there, and especially the Nair Nasrani equation, or the Nair community and the Christian community equation, has been very strong. Historically speaking, there has been many instances where the Nair armies came forward and defended the Christian community, setting up colleges, hospitals, so many other things. So beyond politics, that's the thing that is worrying about Manipur. Beyond politics, beyond BJP Congress, we need that community consolidation. For example, see, that's how communities get affected. So right now it is time for us to stay strong, stand strong beyond politics and for the lives, because only if we have life, there is politics. So, when life is being threatened and affected by politics, nothing else stands in the way. So NSS, I think NSS, SNDP and the other organizations, even though I don't know whether they have given out statements, at least visibly no, but NSS leadership and the other, they have regular communication with Christian communities and they are standing strong. 2 days back, there was a CCC, Council for Community Cooperation.
Rahul, do you think, see, people from Kerala understand that so much of hard work has gone down the drain, but do you think the national leadership in fact understands what's happened in Kerala right now? Because they were so preoccupied with Manipur and how to solve it, they didn't understand that a place where they had invested so much of time and effort, that has slipped out of their hands. Do they in fact grasp what is happening?
they should have given focus, especially eminent people like B.L. Santoshji are there, who is from Karnataka, who will understand the pulse of it. B.L. Santoshji is there. There are so many leaders of the seniors. The Sangh is there. And you will be surprised, no, RSS, the strongest presence of RSS, the second strongest presence of RSS and Shakas is in Kerala, even though BJP is not winning any seat. So RSS has a very strong presence there. We have people, stalwarts like Sri Ranga Hari in Kerala, who's a very senior intellectual. You have some senior leaders from, so they have not given enough focus to Kerala. They have, I believe they have missed out, maybe for so many other reasons. Maybe they are preoccupied with the real lively issue of Manipur. They have missed this aspect of Kerala. They should have given more attention. And one more thing, even last time when the Karnataka minister said something very bad about Christian community before the elections, there was no whiff of protest, or at least saying that they can take a Gandhian line. Modi ji have consistently told BJP Karyakartas regarding the Gandhi Sankalpa Yatra. They could have at least taken a Gandhian line saying that let us be peaceful. So maybe the leadership is not seen visibly at this point of time. So that's one unfortunate thing. They should be vocal, they should be visible. Nobody is saying they should demean and sacrifice the Methi interest. Yes, the Methis more or less are BJP people, they are community Hindus, all said and done. But balance is there, right? We are Indians and humans first. So we need to have some kind of balancing between both communities. BJP has, I believe, around 7 cookie MLAs are from BJP too. So they have to really come out with something. This is the reason why Gandhi Sankalpa Yatras were being made by Modi ji. We need that Mahatma Gandhi's healing touch beyond politics.
Let me make this. Was it politically sensible to hold on to Manipur and then lose out on Kerala, especially when you have an election coming and possibility of at least one MP seat that was there, especially if the Christian community had stood with the BJP? Was it worth holding on to Manipur and then losing out the effort that was there for the BJP in Kerala? You as a political observer, and since you have been also moving in these circles, trying to build those bridges, do you think was it a strategic mistake that has happened, or something which the Kerala leadership of the BJP couldn't handle at all?
My personal submission is ethics is the soul of politics. Politics may come and go, votes may come and go, seats may come and go. But at the end of the day, especially in the age of social media, people will remember what you said. People will remember what you didn't say. People will remember your silence. Because it's already recorded. We cannot spin the stories beyond a point of time. That's the reason why maybe I was expecting if Sridharan Pilla sir was there. I mean, I'm sorry to take some names openly. If Sridharan Pilla sir's leadership was there, he might have said something right now because he is a governor of Goa. He might have his own limitations to say something. Sridharan Pilla sir was a person who actively built bridges with the churches. If Kumanam Chetra or Sri Kumanam Rajashekaran was the head, he would have come out with a statement.
But that's exactly the point. No, there is no Kumanam Rajashekar in the BJP right now. I mean, the sense that they are not active in it. Or you have a Sridharan Pilla who is now governor of Goa. So those people who kind of made that difference is also not there. So how difficult it is to go and convince? Because right now I understand there is so much of anger that has built up over the last 4 weeks. First, it is the clergy that is facing this anger, because the common people are the ones who are consuming news more than that and understands the politics much better. There is a sense of orphan, being an orphan, political orphan in Kerala among the Christians, and you pointed out the factors like there is emigration happening, the political clout is dwindling, the fear of the rise of the Muslim community also in Kerala. So all these factors are there, but here the issue is that the BJP is also not doing something on the ground. They don't have a leadership that could actually assuage the feelings. There are people like you who are trying to build those bridges, but I don't think so it is enough to handle the kind of enormous pain that is already there. Because Hybie Eden made very interesting statements.
I was about to say that.
He spoke about how the clergy was, there are Malayali clergy are the one who runs most of the Catholic institutions when it comes to its administration in Northeast or rest of the country as well. So they were actually speaking about, Hybie held that pulse. He said that I appreciate what is happening. Despite the violence, they're staying back, then trying to do something. It hit a chord. It hit a chord immediately with a lot of people.
Absolutely. And I was about to say about Hybie. Hybie and myself, we have been in channel debates on the opposing side fighting each other. But when I was in a debate with Hybie, I said, I hug to Hybie. You are doing a great thing. You went there. See, that's something comforting. Beyond Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Congress, BJP, CPM, one of our person, especially a Malayali, going to Manipur, giving comfort to them. See, that feels an affinity and affection towards Hybie. See, that's how a person should be. Somebody from BJP could have, I don't know whether they will get permission, but could have gone there, or at least could have gone to a church. See, when our PM Modi ji goes to meet Pope Francis, there are some leaders who will go to meet a particular father on that day so that they will get limelight. I'm not naming anyone, but you all know who I'm mentioning. So when Modi ji is meeting with Pop, they are trying to position themselves as Modi ji by going to meet a reverend father here won't serve the purpose. See, at the end of the day, politics is about nation building. Politics is about sincerity. People will see through you. These reverend bishops and fathers who are much elder than you will easily see what your intentions are. I think it was a biblical word which says God sees your intention. People will see your intention, not only what you speak and not speak. So they are missing on action, and that's a painful reality. Sridharan Pilla sir is unfortunately a leadership like Sridharan Pilla sir or Kumaram Rajashekaran, or such kind of stalwarts who are accepted beyond communities, are missing in action. That's very unfortunate. It was even people like Anil K. Antony who recently came can speak, even though Anil is only a rising star. Even Anil people can really make something, but I believe they are also a bit confused and disoriented what to speak. Unless the central leadership can give them a line to speak, a paradigm to stand on, and they should be there. And most importantly, right now, after all the ethical and great issues, I'm speaking mere politics. Kerala is more significant for BJP than any other state, especially in the next elections. I'm only speaking as a very plain political observer in the hard, cold mathematics of politics. Kerala is much more significant, not only because of the 20 seats. Kerala, Telangana are very much important spaces for BJP. If they are going to compensate some of the seat losses from North, which many political pundits are saying that will happen. And in the long-term strategy to the south of Vindhyas, if BJP is not there, they will simply be a North Indian Brahmin Binya party. So when they want to extend their arms across India, Kerala is very important because Kerala,
Certainly.
all the three major communities are there.
It seems like there's more for the BJP to win here, which is why we're all collectively saying that the BJP has missed the bus. So and I'm running out of time here. It has been a riveting conversation, gentlemen. I don't want to butt in when the both of you were arguing on that. The idea is that, some things that we can, safely say. One, that BJP has missed the bus in Kerala. All that good work over the past 2 decades, that has been washed away. And the ripple effects of Manipur are quite clearly being felt in Kerala. Another thing is that the agency and the factors of bridging this gap, they seem to be absent for the BJP in the state of Kerala. But with that being said, I'm again thanking all the viewers that have gotten down in the comment section, joined us in the live stream here with their own opinion. I can only say that long live Kerala's pluralism, and we can only hope that good sense prevails, because our own brethren are losing their lives in Manipur, and peace needs to be the paramount priority for anybody, the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, for the local person in Kerala, in Manipur, all across the world. Manipur, there shouldn't be, no lives should be lost in Manipur. That should be the paramount focus. With that being said, Varghese, many thanks for joining with us. Rahul Ishwar, always a pleasure speaking to you on our channel. Many thanks for connecting with us. That's all the time we have for you. Keep watching News 9. Lots more coming right on the other side.
मैं इमरान अहमद खान नियाजी सबके दिल से हल्फ उठाता हूँ.
When Imran Khan came initially into politics, he thought his personal popularity would be sufficient for him. It didn't happen.
The retired military generals are openly saying that Imran Khan is a better choice.
Imran Khan may have bitten a bit too much, more than what he can chew.
Implosion. This and more. Streaming on world's first news OTT. News 9 Plus. Download now.
He thought he could outlast us. And 1 year later, the evidence is right here in this room.
Who will blink first?
So far from preventing the expansion of NATO, Russian actions have actually resulted in the expansion of NATO.
It's a mess for Russia and it's a mess for the Western world, for NATO and the United States.
Putin is a dictator, and if he loses, that means the end of his regime, and probably of him personally. So he has to keep going.
Year 2, no end in sight. Streaming now. Chat-GPT. It can generate codes and human-like responses through text, write stories, and do a lot more.
I work in a newsroom with anchors, researchers and scriptwriters, graphic artists, producers, video editors, camera crew. But does a newsroom really need them today?
All of us have to think about unique and distinctive value addition that cannot be automated or repeated or replaced by a machine.
Chat-GPT may kill many companies.
A human has to be in the loop with an ability to control this.
Dark Side of the Boom. Streaming now.
It is obvious to everybody that it is an agenda-driven thing. Now, obviously, that is garbage.
Well, why should we be judged by benchmarks and yardsticks that have been established by the West? In fact, I'll turn this around and ask the question that, given the spate of gun killings and gun violence in the US, what is its risk level?
Democracy index, freedom index, religious freedom index, press freedom index. These are all ways of playing mind games.
If the findings of several foreign NGOs are to be believed, India ranks poorly on indices like democracy, freedom of press, and religious freedom. So, is it a case of cherry picking of facts to be used as a weapon to show India in bad light?
You see, what is happening is that essentially a certain kind of narrative is being systematically pumped through. And people may think that one should ignore it. You shouldn't, because what will happen is that as a result of this, these indices, these perception-based indices, harmless as they may seem, they actually find their way into concrete things like, for example, ESG norms, like environment, social, governance norms. Okay. Now, these norms, which by the way have the stamp of approval from the European Commission or from the World Bank and so on, they actually then get used, just like sovereign ratings get used, they enter into the decision making of large companies, banks, funds and so on.
See, there are different methods in which these sorts of reports and indices are generated. Most of the time they are not based on objective data, they are based on very subjective assessments. In fact, I'll turn this around and ask the